happy to meet
all
you.
the time, I promise you.
Oh no, honey, I watch. I've been watching since, when you started the last season of BB Steph and whatnot. I've been,
Really?
yeah, I've been on your lives and stuff sometimes,
Oh
being
my
like, oh yeah,
gosh.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
So I've
didn't
been a
even
fan
know
for a
that.
long time. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, for
wow.
sure. So very happy to get to meet with you.
Oh, I'm so happy to meet you too. So, how are you doing? You're on this new show, The Anonymous. How crazy is that?
It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. I'm doing
Yeah.
better now that, everything has aired. I was having a little anxiety,
Yeah.
coming up to Earth because they're like, what's my edit? Da 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 da.
Yeah.
But I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's been fun, So yeah.
Yeah. Are you all caught up? I know you're watching from home right now.
Yes, I am caught up.
Yeah.
Wild. It's really great. Happy for the second group of people that came in. Wish I would have got to meet them, but that's okay. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can jump into that real quick, but what do you think about that twist? Adding new people. You get rid of people and then you add more people in. Do you think that's fair?
I mean, I've seen people do it before and everything, so it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like too shocking. But I mean, I would have been like, oh, like here we go. Let's just
Right.
start all over. I
Right.
definitely think they had more of an advantage coming in second because I mean they're like super not known at all. So them getting like the first anonymouses and whatnot isn't shocking to me. But yeah, so I mean I would have loved to have played to get back in, but that's
Right.
cool.
Right. Like an anonymous battle back.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, come on.
So you follow me. I'm assuming you watch reality TV then, reality
Yeah,
competition
all of it.
shows.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
watch Big Brother.
Yeah, I watch all the live streams. That's so when
Do
Xavier
you?
walked in, I was like, honey, I was like, I have seen you at times when you didn't even know anyone was watching.
Mm-hmm.
So when he walked in, I was like, all right, I know this guy for sure. I was gonna see like what he said and everything. I never had any intentions of like throwing him under the bus or like
Okay.
outing him or whatnot. 'Cause I didn't think it really mattered that he was on. Like I knew it. I didn't see why it was a big deal that anyone else knew it anyway. And then he ended up telling everyone. So
Yeah.
maybe that
Yeah.
won me some points with him because I did tell him that like I knew and whatnot. So maybe it won me a couple
Yeah.
points with him.
There was actually a few people. So Xavier's one of them who's been on reality TV, and then Nina. You know
Yeah.
Nina, right? Yeah,
Oh
Sandra's
yeah,
daughter.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So when she walked in, I clocked and I was like, I said in the hideout, I thought that was Sandra from Survivor, was like my exact words. And then I was like, but it's not. So,
No.
moving on. And so then there went that thought. I definitely wasn't someone that like Jack that like really like cultivated it and whatnot. No, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, well, looks like Sandra. Moving on, whatever.
Right. No, I would think
Yeah.
way more. I would think way more into that, but that's just me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I did not. I did not. There was a lot of
um.
other things to think about.
Yeah, there were. There were.
Yeah.
So this game is so totally different from what I'm used to. It's like people have said it's like the circle and the traders. What
Yeah.
do you think of
Yeah.
the anonymous mode aspect of it?
Um, Anonymous mode was tough because there was a lot going on in anonymous mode. People are saying things. You have to remember who is saying things, which is just like a shape, and try to go like up and down. And then if someone says something about you, you have to clock that, and then you have to say something back in an amount of time where it's not like shady. That like Shark hasn't said anything yet. Like I wonder what's going on with Shark. So there was a lot of moving parts in anonymous mode. It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
But I did like that aspect of it. I think the hardest aspect with me was not being able to be truthful at all about my gameplay in the house. Because, being a fan of so many reality shows, I want to go in, stay in the middle, stay under the radar, and make an alliance. I mean, it's foolproof. So
Yeah.
turns out not on this show, which is great for them.
Totally.
Awesome.
Totally. Did you have fun in the competitions? I thought the competitions were you getting 7 in a row. That first comp was, first of all, that was impressive.
Thank you. Well, I did 7 because, we have phone numbers and there's
Yeah.
7 digits. So I was like, okay, if I can do anything, I can remember 7. Now, it might take me a second and I might have to, like, envision my wife being like, listen, you've got this, which I did.
It's good.
So, yeah, I was very proud of myself for doing that. And I wish I would have been able to do more competitions. I love the competitions part of these shows and whatnot. And I'm very competitive. I'm a very sore winner, sore loser.
Yeah.
I'm a sore loser and I'm a sore winner. So if I win, you're
Okay.
going to know it. If I lose, I'm going to be like pissed. So I didn't lose too much in the challenges. I mean, I was right behind Xavier. A lot of people were ahead of him. So, I mean, it's like a second, but I was right behind Xavier in balls thrown. So if he wouldn't gotten like knocked off, I would have been safe.
Yeah.
But I wasn't.
What did you think about Marcel and casting that one? Ultimately, I feel like it came down to him, the single vote. What do you think of that?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't shocked that I was up for elimination that night. Marcel had walked past and told me and Lily that we were going to be fine that night. And, knowing these shows, I was like, I'm not okay. So I knew he put me up. I didn't know who voted me off. But I mean, I completely get being put up. I mean, I hadn't been on, up for elimination the night before. I was flying, kind of in between. I hadn't heard my name. I wasn't talked about in the chat. So, I mean, there's been a lot of votes on him. So, throw out somebody else and we'll just see where it lands. And unfortunately for me, it landed great for him. So love that for him. But I know a lot of people are really upset that I was eliminated, and that's nice to hear. I wasn't eliminated because I was hated. So
no, definitely not hated. I was interested in seeing you play longer. I'm like, after one vote took her out. I was upset.
Yeah, I was too, and I had a lot was shown more strategy that was kind of going on behind the scenes with me. Around the house and everything, I was very much, okay, guys, they're going to give us more money later. Let's just be a team, bonding and all these competitions. So then in the chat, I would be like, well, they didn't get us money. So they kind of like wouldn't think it was me. I was listening and whatnot and planning to, kind of switch it up in the anonymous chat room. Unfortunately, again, that wasn't an option for me, but I did feel like if I made it through that elimination, things were going to start changing for me. But thanks, Jack. Appreciate it.
Yes. My next question, Jack. So Jack became the anonymous twice in a row, getting out Sydney first, then you.
Yeah.
How do you think he's playing the game?
Well, he loves getting out women, I'll tell you that much. So, won't clock him on that. But overall he's playing a good game. I mean, I didn't really understand getting me out. Sydney put him up, so I understand getting her out. He knew she was Wizard Cap. But he's playing a really cutthroat game. So, good on him. I hope you sleep at night, buddy.
Now, I think, is there any hard feelings, or are you guys okay, like in real time?
I think we're fine in real time. I mean, I don't want him to win at all. I don't want Marcel to win. I definitely want to see both of them fail. But hey, that's just me. I'll be honest about it.
Yeah, you're entitled to your own opinion, of course.
Yeah, of course. If I would have gotten through and, I think I would have come harder at Marcel because I definitely knew he put me up. I wouldn't have come for Jack at all because I did not know it was him whatsoever. Getting out of the house, I wanted to talk to him first over everybody because I felt like we hit it off. And that relationship just wasn't able to be cultivated. And then, I found out it was him and I was like, of course, I want to talk to someone that's completely stabbing me back in the back. Isn't that awesome? I love that.
So did you find out watching the show back, or did you find out before that?
No, I found out watching the show back. I wasn't aware until then. I felt some sort of way. Yeah. But I don't want him to win. I want him to fail entirely.
So touching on that, who do you want to win?
I want Nina to win. I want Nina to win so bad. We really hit it off that day. You could kind of see a little alliance forming there. It was a very like loose, you hear me, I hear you, we'll come back around, whatnot. So that was good. But I'm rooting for Nina all the way.
Same. I am too. Her
Yeah.
or
I
Xavier?
mean, you got to, of course. Yeah. I love Xavier. I really wanted to join up with him and Nina, and I think there was like one other person, but that didn't get to happen. But yeah, a big fan of, Xavier too. So
Absolutely.
he's great.
I know we don't have too much time, but I do want to ask you, would you be on any other reality TV shows?
Yeah, no, I definitely would. There's one called All Shores. I don't know if you know it. It's like
No.
All Shores All Stars. It's kind of like the like cast of random reality shows like across the world, and they kind of put them in.
Oh my gosh.
No one. Yeah, you should check it out. It's super good. Yeah, and then I would love to do the challenge and what things pretty hardcore, or even things as fear factor, scare tactics. I like to be like challenged and whatnot, and be able to be myself at the same time. And I think that was really hard for me, as I wasn't able to completely be myself. And that it made me a little manic, which I think you can see in that last hideout, or anonymous mode situation.
Yeah, being in a pressure cooker like that, any reality TV show, I can't imagine. But
yeah, and not having anyone at
Right.
all. And I felt kind of alone in there. So that's how it goes.
Well, I'm sad that you didn't, stay longer, but at least you're back home. You're with your wife. You're probably feeling a lot better now.
Yeah, everything's going good.
Where can anyone find you on social media?
Okay, so TikTok, I'm at Kacie.eats, and then I think it's like the anonymous or something, just to throw it in there so people know who I am, because I'm, whatever. And then on Instagram, it's Surmise, so SURMIIZE. My country accent, eyes are, hard. So yeah, that's me. I'm very candid on there. So if you want to see a real person, come my way.
Nice. We love that. Well, thank you so much, Kacie. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, BB Steph.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.